looking out, keep getting clout. This is what it's about. We love teaching. There is no time. They programmed your mind. Construction blind. We not sleeping. Come join the love, come join the fun, and call it education. Let's get profound. Let's uncover all of the deep. Arcane things. Good looking out. Good looking out. Good looking out with no parachute. Come join the love, come join the fun, and call it education. Let's get profound. Let's uncover all of the deep. Arcane things. Good looking out. Good looking out. Good looking out with no parachute. Good looking out. Good looking out. Good looking out with no parachute. Diego, we gon' go. Diego, we gon' go. Diego, we gon' go. With no parachute, let's go. We going to go. With no parachute, let's go. 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 Let's go.
You like that song? Can you hear me okay? Genesis? Am I coming in clear?
It was like, with no parachute
That
With no
raging, the raging femininity. No, just kidding. So, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
Because, I have I have a weird, even though I pay my internet, I have StreamYard all set through, the system, and it's just so lame. It's so lame. I don't know why. My connection is always so lame. Peace to everybody. Oh, we got the Rhetoric Frontier in the background. Shout out to the Rhetoric Frontier. Please go subscribe to all the channels in the network and subscribe to DJ Genesis's channel. Shout your channel out.
It's at DJ Genesis Detroit. Is the right like my name right here at DJ Genesis Detroit.
At DJ Genesis Detroit. Yes, go subscribe to DJ Genesis, the Rise channel, Napashada, my channel, of course. If you're not on my channel and you're on the HOK Coliseum, subscribe to all the channels that are participating in this particular stream. Today, we are going to address the unfortunate truth about the Manosphere and the people who they look up to, the people who are exalted and actually made famous and rich by their followers, by the men who aspire to be like these men who we're about to discuss. Who am I talking about, Genesis? Who are we about to discuss?
Andrew Tate.
Andrew
Taint.
Tainted, disgusting, child predator, sex trafficker, all the things that make up the basis of the Manosphere. Why people say these are heavy claims? Yeah, well, I stand by them because the Manosphere is about hatred, it's about misogyny, it's about sexual harassment of women and exploitation of women, it's about the objectification of women, all in a nutshell. Oh, and it's also about men looking for women younger and younger and younger until they can just barely tip their toe into the kiddie pool.
Wow.
Okay? That's what the Manosphere is about. If you are over 18, you're on the way down the hill to very many of these Manosphere men. And if you are 30, well, you're ancient. You've hit the wall. That's not my rhetoric. That is the Manosphere rhetoric. And so we're just going to jump right into it, like I said, and we're going to read what's going on. What is going on with the leaders, some of the leaders of the Manosphere, some of the men like Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan, some of the men that these Manosphere men look up to and go to sleep dreaming of one day being like the Tate brothers, right? I'm trying to get sharing my, I want to share this article, but what in the world? No, I'm not sharing my entire screen. What? I'm not sharing my entire screen. All right, let me read this quick. I just grabbed this. If you have something, you can share it as well. But I want to read this Rolling Stone article because it was one of the most recent ones that I could see when I was looking these creeps up. Now remember, what the heck? I don't want to win more work with Bonsai. Okay, remember these are the guys who are exalted, like the Myron Gaines, like the I gotta say it. No, let me leave Kevin alone. Basically, the Tommy Sotomayors, the men who have led the way in bashing women, sexually objectifying women, and making money and fame off of the hatred and the victimization of women. Let's read this article. The Tate brothers' legal problems are getting worse. Don't forget Genesis. They had problems in Romania, right? Was it Romania?
Yes.
Okay, so let's see. The Tate brothers' legal
They just got out of jail for some stuff in Romania.
Yeah, they're big time. Hey, they are serious sex traffickers. The Tate brothers' legal problems are getting worse. Here's the latest. Andrew Tate and his brother, his younger brother, Tristan, were arrested again, and they await potential extradition to the UK. Here's what we know. Let's read this. This was just today. This article came out. Andrew Tate, the infamous internet misogynist and human trafficking suspect, was arrested in Miami. What the heck? I thought I had this whole story. I had already logged in. Darn it. I had already logged in. Y'all, I got to log in again. Genesis, sorry. I have to log into Rolling. I have to log into this again so I can read the whole article. So let me stop sharing. And while I do that, can you just take the mic over? I had logged in and I had it prompt.
Well, I was going to show him, just give some of the greatest hits so people can kind of get an idea of some of the wild stuff that he has said.
Okay, go ahead and do that. As long as, YouTube won't flag it because we have it, on the. Are you going to show YouTube stuff?
No, it's like they're mostly like TikTok videos, but it's a compilation.
Okay, but also can we make sure that there's no like inappropriate stuff because they're notorious for saying very shocking things about women. But definitely, let's go ahead and do that. It's fair use. Share away while I log in, please.
Okay.
Let me see. Are you sharing? Because I'll get it up there. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right.
Well, so
I had a woman, I would decide not to cheat because I decide. However, I would not see my infidelity as nearly anywhere near even 1% as disgusting as female.
Property?
That's not what I said. I was talking about an OnlyFans company when that question was asked. But I said that if a woman is going out with a man, she belongs to that man. That's his woman. So she wants to do OnlyFans. She owes him some money because she's his. Yes, that's what I said.
That's crazy. You think if a man, you think that a man going out with a girl that's just your property? There can't be an equal relationship?
No. That one was nuts.
Okay,
that one was nuts.
This is where it goes crazy.
No, that one you can. If I understood what you said, that if a guy and a girl is dating and a girl does OnlyFans, she owes him a cut.
No, 100%.
Okay, so this is him talking about women doing essentially prostitution, and he needs a cut. Sounds like pimping to me. What does it sound like to you?
Pretty much pimping,
Yeah. Okay, you can continue.
That's crazy. So he's only dating the girl. So he's saying that if he's dating the girl and the girl decides to do OnlyFans, she should give him a cut. What?
He's disgusting. And that's why he's in jail. He's going to be right in jail with Polite. All these men out here on the internet exploiting women, pimping women, attacking, trafficking children, sleeping with children. They deserve what they get. And he and his brother deserve to be locked up in jail along with the rest of these men who get this fame and money. And they get it from internet followers. They get it from men who aspire to be like them. I'm talking to you, Manosphere men. You want to be these guys, these creeps. These are sexual deviants and these are criminals. This is what you aspire to be. This is what you are. Go ahead. Can you play the rest? I got this up, but I'll let you play a little bit more, please.
100%.
He is his girl.
But what does that have to do with anything?
Because she's his.
Yeah, so that's what.
So that is you saying that women are your property.
It's not about being property. It's about the fact that she belongs to him and the intimate parts of her body belong to him because they're in a relationship. And if she wants to sell those, he has a stake in those intimate parts of her body.
So it's reverse. Male porn star owes the woman.
I don't know, because I think the women belong to the man. I think the woman's given over
that's inherently where you get called sex.
Relationships as we.
That's crazy. Okay, and so I think that I don't know. In his mind, he believes that women belong to men as an object. Let's go.
Are you Paul?
Yeah, he does believe that.
No, because that means they can talk to other dudes. That's fucking haram. That's atrocious. That's disgusting.
You notice he said haram. They are Muslims, and that is a big deal too. It doesn't.
I wonder how much of this manosphere is Muslim. You know
yeah, there are a lot. Covert Muslims who absolutely hate women. They hate women, and they're on this internet telling men to bust women down, calling women whores, calling women all kinds of names. Because in the name of Allah, they are. I'm sorry, they are.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And we know we know that the Quran is okay with women. And to the Muslim brothers and sisters out there who don't do this stuff, don't be triggered. But you are aligning yourself. There are people in the religion who follow Sharia law, and it is not against the law to marry children in these different countries. So I know there are some very beautiful, decent people who are following Islam, but they may not be aware that there are people within the religion, leaders, men in that lead the religion. What are they called? The
imams or whatever.
Who are okay with this type of behavior against women. 100%.
You know what's crazy is I saw it was they had made it outlawed for people in Somalia, I think. To date women underneath the age of 12 or something like that, and they were crying. There was people that were literally had tears and they cried.
The men
were crying, yeah, because they can't marry underneath the age of 12 anymore. Like what?
Yeah, there was. I think it's Ethiopia where they can kidnap brides as young as 11, and they were taking the girls and saying marriage, but they were sleeping with them. And then when they passed a law against that, it's called bride napping. The country was like, we're still doing it. We don't care. And they still continue to do it even though it's outlawed.
Wow.
So
that's some sick stuff right there. That's some, because I mean, how much because I mean a little baby this, could you imagine your 8-year-old child and then somebody says, I want to marry your child, and you don't have a choice but to let that guy marry your child?
Oh my God, I can't even imagine something like that. But it's happening in these countries. And these are the countries that turn a blind eye because they follow Sharia law. They follow this old, antiquated child bride mentality. Let's join that with the Western idea, the new misogyny that's called manosphere, where men they feel safe and comfortable getting on the internet, sexually harassing women, talking about women as garbage, calling women trash, saying women don't deserve to live. Often they say things like that they don't care, right? They do not care what happens to women. Calling women animalists, saying they're hyenas because they fight against this disgusting rhetoric. And these are the men that these are the roots of these communities. Andrew Tate's, Tristan Tate's, sex traffickers, pedophile, PEDOs, I'm gonna call them that, or a P3DO. How's that? You know, like CP3O? Manosphere has a bunch of P3DOs. Yes.
Right. P3DOs.
We're calling you out. Some of you say if it was legal, you'd be with 12-year-olds. We're calling you out.
You know what's so funny? I always wonder why they're always talking about body count, and a lot of these people on these panels will be old as heck, like in their 40s and 30s and late 30s, and they're always talking about body count, and they talk about relationships from the age of like they're teenagers, and I always wondered why are they always talking about things like they're like they're really young, and they they're in their teens, and early 20s. It's like, you guys are old as molasses talking about body count.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, some of y'all should be happy somebody y'all still gotta take Viagra at this. Some of y'all do. You know what I'm saying? Y'all getting up there in time and age and everything like that.
Well, you had something on your channel of some sloppy guy in some dirty white tank top talking about men in their 30s should be able to be with 18-year-olds.
Right.
And they are. You had some guy that was sitting there saying men should be, it's okay, it should be normalized or something like that, right?
Yeah, that's yeah. Like, I was talking against that guy. I said, why is this? And then the girl like went off on she went in on that dude. You know, she was like, why is it that these men looking crazy as heck? Wait, I should send that so you can play. You should play it so people can hear how ridiculous did these men sound in this manosphere.
Well, you can just share it.
Yeah, I gotta find
I'm
it.
over here struggling with getting this. I don't know.
Oh, you're still trying to get that? Okay, I'm gonna find it. But let's play some more of the Andrew Tate nonsense while I look for that.
Yeah.
Throughout the majority of human history, female promiscuity has been absolutely frowned upon. Only in the Western world we're going to pretend it's an okay thing. Every single culture since the dawn of human time and every single place on the planet has said that female promiscuity is disgusting to the point where females were executed for it.
Yeah.
And most of the world today,
as they should be.
As they should be.
Women should be executed for being promiscuous.
And he said, as they should be. Like the guy is.
Who, the guy that he's talking to said that men can have multiple women. Well, you know what? These guys, this guy is off the chain. This one right here, this Andrew Tate. I'm trying to get I don't know why I can't get this up. There's so many articles on here, but I'm going to get out of the Rolling Stone because for some reason I can't get into my subscription. And that's the one I wanted to do. But there's a lot of arguments. There's a lot of articles on here about them. They're out of their minds. And one of their victims, Lauren Southern, speaks up against them, and she feels very, very, how do you say, she's elated that they have been once again caught up in the law with their trafficking. And their P3DO actions. There was P3DO corn discovered or recovered from them. You know, they have child corn that they are basically selling. So these are the manosphere. These are the core of the manosphere. Don't try to run from them, you manosphere people out there saying, oh, that's not us. Yes, it is you. This is This is what your community promotes. You promote sex with the women as young as they can be, to where they may not be women anymore. They basically are teenagers. You promote hatred toward women. You promote all kinds of stuff. So Genesis, I cannot pull up this article. You're gonna have to help me out.
I'm gonna show you this thing right here where
this is one of the Tate disciples.
Let me put it louder.
should be 18 to 25. 35 to 40-year-old man should be with an 18 to 25-year-old woman. Why? Because he's got his health in check.
Why is it always some big fat funky ass man built like an infected?
Okay, pause that. We can't do. I want to play her part. It's hilarious.
She went off.
It's hilarious, but I want to play her part. Okay. Yes.
Like he's talking about he got his health in check and all this other crazy stuff. But honey, your health is not in check, sir. Like, what are we talking? Men talk. Why is he delusional? But they are just as delusional as
he has gray hair in his beard. Why is he interested in someone who's 18 to 25 years old? Because he's a P3DO. Let's keep it. I'm gonna call it out. Shannon Sharp, I'm side-eyeing you. You're a man in your 50s. You were with a 19-year-old. You got everything you deserved. You got everything you deserve. Her family, whoever told her to get those millions from you, shame on you. 19 years old and you're a man damn near 60. You're sick. You're a successful man. I mean, isn't 30 young enough? Right? No. Because she's hit the wall by that time. She's developed her own mind and she can actually think for herself. You don't want that. You don't want a woman who can actually say, no, this isn't right. This isn't what you're supposed to be doing to me. You want little girls. You want to attend their high school graduation.
Right, he want to go to prom with them. He want to go to their prom and stuff like 18 years old.
You want to go to
18-year-old, they still going to prom. If you don't get away from my child,
yeah, and that's another thing.
Look at how much that's going to ruin that woman's life, that little girl's life.
That little girl's
she's
life.
18 years old. She probably want to go to college. She probably want to go, but he want to insert his old self into her little young life and probably impregnate her and have her having buku babies. Laying up and just having babies, and then she be just ruined from the rest of. That's what I see. That's why they want the younger woman so they can just impregnate them and have a bunch of kids, and then that woman is just basically sitting up there. And then when he get tired of her and want to discard her, then she just basically has destroyed her whole 20s by having all these children by this old behind 40-year-old, 35, 40-year-old man.
Yeah. And then what he'll do is they're doing it right now. And I'm moving on from Shannon Sharp. Even if you're in your late 30s, if you're almost damn near 40 and you're looking for an 18-year-old, what you're going to do is give her babies and leave her there so you can sit on the Manosphere panels and talk about these baby mamas is the worst parents ever. How do you get a woman pregnant? You don't want to stay with her and raise the children. You leave and then you complain about what a bad parent she is. That is why we're talking about the fruits of these men here, the Tate fruits. These are the tree that we're looking at. Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate, Tommy Sotomayor, all of these men who are toxic, who don't have any type of family values. They want to preach about women, how we don't have that family values, how we're so bad, but they don't have wives, they don't have families. All they want to do is leave a trail of abuse, sexually objectified and sexually abused women behind them with children in tow. And then they want to sit on the internet talking about bust them down.
Right.
Bust them down. Yeah. The baby mama makers.
Right. The baby mama makers. Exactly. And you know what else is that? Is some of these men will have women, they choose a certain type of weak woman that will actually listen to them on these broadcasts and talking bad about women, and they just sit in the background. Not saying that, just like, I mean, because to me, if I heard my man just sitting up there just bashing women all day, we would have a conversation at some point. I'm like, what's really going on, sir?
Yeah, I thought that's what we were supposed to do. You know, if you're a woman, you want to join those panels, which I've done. I don't join those panels to sit there and, oh, that's right, these women are all whores, and you sitting up there, you're a woman just like everybody else, and you're whatever. Oh, that's right. All these women are trash.
Like, think about like all the women. How does that play on a woman's psyche to hear a man, like you're in the room, you might be cooking dinner, and your man is in a whole nother room bashing women, and you're cooking. You hand him his plate. He's up there.
Yeah,
man, you women are whores.
Diaper. You're changing his baby's diaper, and he's complaining about how women don't want to be married, and you're sitting up there and you're not even married. I'm sitting there thinking, damn.
Accountability for nothing. They whore. They single mothers are nothing. And then this woman just sitting up there just cooking and just cleaning and doing it. And the woman's in the background listening to this. That got to be psychologically like harmful.
Of course.
I saw this one video that, do you know that mental abuse, women that suffer that, it's actually more harmful than CTE.
Oh wow, that makes sense. Nope. I know about that. It's called, you can get brain damage from narcissistic trauma. So I'm sure that's one. I think I might have something like that. I don't know. Every woman out there, we need to really evaluate what we've been through in life. And I'm not just saying with men. You could have a narcissistic friend. You could have a narcissistic parent. So I'm saying yes, the research is coming out. The brain research is coming out about emotional trauma can actually cause brain damage. Yes, I did read about something similar to that. So I don't believe it. I do believe it. I don't doubt it. And Adam, I'm sorry that you have suffered from CTE. It's very common. Not spoken of enough, because let's talk about these sports that are contact sports like boxing and American football, to those two especially. There's so many young men who have been just exploited and brain damaged, and they're just left to just suffer without any type of recognition of the condition, and without any type of compensation, So
so here it is. This is where it shows. It says emotional abuse causes worse brain damage, brain trauma than CTE. They did brain scans on women that have suffered emotional abuse. Check it out.
They've been starting to do brain scans on women who have been emotionally abused, and the brain scans actually show worse trauma to the brain than professional athletes with CTE. Like, it does cause.
Wow. I can see that.
Yes.
I can see that.
So professional athletes with CTE. I'm not sure if there's a difference between like professional athletes with CTE and regular other CTE that happen or whatever, but I think that's interesting, like professional athletes, right? So
I have definitely heard about narcissistic trauma affecting the actual physiology and biology, the actual biology of the brain, the neurology. So I'm not going to say that's ridiculous, because we're doing more and more research finding out how traumatizing mental stress can be on the body. And getting back to this atmosphere, you're not going to sweep this Andrew Tate stuff under the rug, Manosphere. You tried to distance yourself from your hero, Andrew Tate, when he first was busted and exposed for being a child P3DO trafficker. Okay. When they busted him in Europe, and then he scooted his way, he actually slimeballed his way over to America, and he's over here in Miami, and they've been watching him.
He slimeballed his way.
Yeah,
he slimeball. He like, I'm just imagining a slime ball, just slime and slithering over.
Yeah, rolling across the ocean floor, picking up all kinds of parasites and getting up on the shores of Miami. I'm ready to take in all the women. Oh, the Manosphere, the red pill. The red pill. You know what, you red pillers? You make Morpheus of the Matrix very, very ashamed. First off, the Matrix was written by a woman, my friend Sophia Stewart. Shout out to her. It's a woman's storyline from a woman's brain, from a woman's mind. And you're talking about, we're red pillars. No, you're not. You are disgusting incels who hate women, who are addicted to corn, who want to be with children because you're have arrested development. You stop developing at age 13 from all kinds of mental trauma that you've endured from being beaten down and downtrodden by your mothers. Yes.
Smoking too much weed and playing too much PlayStation.
I don't know about that. Listen, there's other things that they do. That didn't make them hate women. What made them hate women is the cycle of male abandonment. I am going to tell the truth. In the 60s, when LBJ said, I got an idea, we're gonna give these women something to eat for their children, and the men, unfortunately, the fathers, I'm not shaming them because it was hard back then. They could not get work. So the father said, okay, I'm gonna leave the home, and so you and the kids can eat. So a cycle just kept going where men, especially men in communities like the urban communities, Latinos, Blacks, poor white people, poor white families, they said, I'm leaving the home. And it's been normal for you men to just leave your children, even though you don't have to do that anymore. You leave the woman behind with the kids and you whine and cry about it, how you don't get any attention, because it's a cycle, because you've been abandoned, so you abandon your own children. It has become normalized. And guess who's there to tell you you're right? Good old Manosphere, leading the way, Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate and all the other sexual deviants addicted to corn, people wanting to be corn stars. Tommy Sotomayor wants to be a corn star. He thinks it's okay to sit on the internet and beg people to send revenge corn, naked pictures of women without women wanting them to have it. And these are the men that lead these are the men that lead these spaces. These are their heroes. Am I lying?
My thing is, how can you call women bad names and this stuff, but you have an OnlyFans where you're exploiting yourself for money, for money? You're that's a prostitute. Like you are a prostitute, but you want to call women whores and talk bad about women, but you actually exploit your own self, your own body for money and gain. You strip down and you show your whole. But this is honorable. How come no men is like thinking that that's weird? And how many men are tuning into his OnlyFans and they can lie and pretend like they're looking for the woman, but I mean, I don't know a man that, I mean, if I'm a man, I'm gonna join his OnlyFans and watch him screw women. Like there's some kind of like a erotic, eroticism to that. Like,
yeah, they love it.
Right.
And this is listen, I'm bringing up people who are leading the way, who are pioneers. Yes, pioneers of this type of community. They have civil wars amongst each other, but at the end of the day, their common rhetoric is, we hate women, women are the worst, and especially they hate Black women, because we are going to tell them, no, you can't do this anymore. And we remind them of their moms that said, no, you can't do it. You're not going to be able to do this. But we're telling you something that you shouldn't do because it's bad. Your mama told you you couldn't do it because she was telling you that you're worthless, because she was abusing you. And I'm sorry that happened. I'm not making light of that. But what you're not going to do is try to make us pay for what your mom did to you. Go get some therapy. If these men really loved themselves and they love to speak up for men, they would promote therapy. They would promote mental health. They would say, go get a real licensed psychotherapist. Get off the internet listening to these sick, broken men like Andrew Tate and his brother, who said, I'm going to get women back. I'm going to start, they say they love pimping. These men and these forums in the Manosphere, if you say pimp, that's equivalent to hero to them. They think that means hero.
He said, who says plus many of you present yourself as whores? There's no such thing as presenting oneself as a whore. That's crazy, okay?
Well, the link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. You know what I'm saying? If you want to call women whores, I'd like to know who they whoring with. Wait a minute. Who are they whoring with? Each other? Are we all lesbian whores?
Right, there goes. You're right. Half of women right now are being celibate like these women now. A lot of women are choosing not even to have. I mean, you have like the younger crowd that are just like they just out here being young, doing their young thing. And a lot of these people that are talking about, they're looking at young girls and they're seeing how the young people are moving, and they old behind. They're calling these young women whores. They need to be looking at women their own age, and they're not going to see that many people that's hoeing around as bad as it. You know what I'm saying? They're looking at these young girls.
What is a whore, by the way? I'm just wondering, like, isn't a whore somebody who is being exploited by a man, sexually exploited and trafficked? Isn't that somebody who, at the core of it, you talk about whores? Isn't somebody at the core of it? Isn't there a man at the core of this whole whoredom thing that you want to talk about women? What about men? What about men exploiting themselves?
If the men are the leaders. If the men are the leaders, shouldn't they have self-control? If a woman is being a whore and the man is a leader, why would he be engaging with a whore?
We have men in the self-control. Right. We have men in the manosphere saying, go and bust them down. They're saying, be a whore, be a male slut. I'm trying not to get demonetized, but they're telling them, go out there and have sex with a bunch of women. These are men. Go ahead.
That's what Andrew Tate is saying in this video right here. This video right here, Andrew Tate is saying that nonsense. Let's go.
Go ahead and play it.
Because he's going under the guise of that, it's having multiple wives, that men should have multiple wives.
Yeah, so these aren't multiple wives.
Even though it's not multiple, he can quantify that any woman that he's with is his wife, and now he is capable of sleeping with multiple women, and he just says that they're their wives. They don't have to have no contract, no kind of agreement. He's saying that the women belong to him anyway. So women are just a
child, and he was caught with child corn, you guys.
Yeah,
child corn.
Sick. Let's go.
Female promiscuity has been absolutely frowned upon. Only in the Western world we're going to pretend it's an okay thing. Every single culture since the dawn of human time and every single place on the planet has said that female promiscuity is disgusting to the point where females were executed for it.
Yeah.
And most of the world today,
as they should be.
Get the rocks.
Yeah.
Abdul.
Yeah.
Get the rocks.
Get the rocks.
Yep.
Wow.
In most of the world today, it's still frowned upon. It's unacceptable.
Yeah.
Wait, pause it. And there are men in the manosphere in the YouTube social media manosphere who say the same thing without saying get the rocks. They say you wonder when you dress a certain way, you wonder why you get attacked and assaulted. And they blame the victim for being assaulted by manosphere men. I'm going to call these any guy that I know. Look, if you're a rapist and if you attack women because of their sex, if you attack them sexually, you are a manosphere person, because that's what the manosphere says. It's always the woman's fault. If you if you wear body conscious outfits, if you wear yoga pants or shorts or cleavage, you deserve to be treated with violence. That is the rhetoric. And you just heard it come from their daddy, Andrew Tate.
You know what's crazy is I'm glad that you brought up the fact that The Matrix was actually written by a woman. So the whole concept of a red pill or a blue pill came from that movie, right? That screenplay that she wrote came from a woman's mind. So it's crazy how the red pill. So people will take on the name of the red pill that was created from the mind of a woman, and then turn that against women. And then try to make this into a superiority thing that women are whores and this and the other. But the very concept of red versus blue pill came from a female. That's crazy when you think about it. Right. And you know what? We're going to be doing a show coming up soon where we talk about the Sibyls and how they actually wrote Revelation. I can't wait to have that conversation about how that was plagiarized and things like this. Like, so it goes back in time where a lot of these things that women have done, men do not want to give us any accountability, but for being whores and sluts. They don't want to give us any give us any for anything else that we do. They just want to sit and complain about women. And I don't have any all negative things to say about men.
No,
I do have a lot of positive things that I really appreciate men for, but when you hear this type of stuff, like this type of rhetoric, and you see that there's this whole thing, I don't know what's going on in Miami. Like, why is all the P3DOs stuff going on in Miami? What is the connection to Miami? Like, that seemed like to be America's like hotspot for that kind of behavior.
There's a lot of immigrant women and beautiful women who are coming from countries where they think that this is normal, basically, unfortunately, where it is normal for men to exploit women. We know that once again, the Manosphere, they have the passport bros in there that go to these countries and they sleep with. One of them got caught. I think it was in Brazil. One of them got caught with baby toys, baby dolls, luring in girls who were little teenagers who liked to play with stuffed animals and baby dolls. That's how young the girls were. And these men are going from the West, from Europe and from America. They're flying over to these countries. So the answer that I'm giving is the women, there's a lot of immigrants in Miami, a lot of beautiful young women, a lot of Hispanic women, a lot of islanders, women from the islands. And they know that, and they know they're young, and they know they're hungry, and they know they don't have a lot of times citizenship. Where do you think they get all the people for the panel on Fresh and Fit? Where do you think they get them from? Miami, right?
Oh yeah, and what they do is they sauce them up, get them drunk, and have them so that they could treat them and exploit them bad and yell at them and make them seem like they're embarrassing themselves. And they get them all drunked up and hied up, probably everything else up. You know what I'm saying? Rugged up. And then oh look, we had to kick this person out because they were being unreal. Some of the women can barely talk because they're so drunk. So I think that's kind of messed up too, to exploit women in that way. See, and I think that's a big thing, because like that Miami whole the strip scene, that whole scene is like a real prevalent thing. And a lot of young ladies end up going to that kind of becoming strippers and stuff like that to because that's probably the only way they can probably make money if they're like a immigrant, so they have to kind of get into the trade, right?
You know what? That's a good point. And ladies, if you've been on Fresh and Fit and you've gotten so drunk and they've just kept giving you alcohol, you might have a lawsuit against them. I would highly recommend that you contact some type of civil rights organization or women's rights organization, because I've seen that too, where they get women so shit-faced drunk, and then they film them and they exploit them and they defame them. That's illegal, okay? That's violating their civil rights. Oh, they didn't have to drink. When you keep on giving alcohol to somebody, they're impaired. You've given them. That's like when people say that Bill Cosby was innocent. No, he wasn't. They were in the wrong state of mind. Their judgment was impaired. So you might have a lawsuit against Fresh and Fit. I would really highly recommend women to look into that. I do want to read this little blurb from Forbes. I'm not even going to screen share it. I just want to read to the background about the Tate brothers. This is back when they first got caught in Romania back in 2024. In let me see, Bucharest court. That's where I think that's where they were. Now let me just read this little background, okay? The background is that Tate and his brother Tristan and two Romanian women were in. Those are the women they used to lure him in. The two bottom women, because they're traffickers, were indicted on charges of human trafficking, engaging in organized criminal activity, including rape and violence. Romania's Directorate for Investigating Organized Crime and Terrorism announced this in a statement. Those charges, which Tate and his associates deny, of course, but now they've been busted in Miami. came more than a year after Romanian authorities initially began their investigation into the social media star. Why is he a social media star? Because the Manosphere made him that. Because the men who say that women are so horrible are making these men rich and famous. That's why. Tate and his associates had allegedly carried out human trafficking in Romania, the United States, and the UK since 2021. That's when he became a superstar. Now, a documentary from filmmaker Dan Reed entitled, quote, I Am Andrew Tate, released Sunday in the UK and shed some more light on Tate's alleged abuses. One woman who discussed her experience with Tate for the documentary said that Tate choked her until she passed out while the pair were having sex, and that he then threatened to unalive her. In addition to the charges that Tate faces in Romania, he's also been accused of sexual and physical abuse, I should just say it, in civil case in UK. Tate has denied those allegations as well. Well, we know that he's a liar. Of course he's going to deny it. What is he worth? Let me read this. His net worth, according to Forbes, is $3.9 million. That's the value of the assets Romanian authorities seized from Tate. So he's worth more than that. And his associates, according to the Associated Press. Among the assets were 14 designer watches, 15 luxury cars, including a Rolls Royce and a Ferrari, and cash in several currencies. Well, this is what these men dream of becoming. These men who say they're going to make it, and they sit on the internet exploiting women, abusing women, calling women bust downs. This is their dream. Andrew Tate is their Michael Jordan to the basketball player kids when they used to look at Michael Jordan. Andrew Tate is their Michael Jordan. You hear me? That's who it is.
Right. You know, I'm going to say this. Oculus is in the back. He's trying to get up, but FBA Crypto, he's from my channel. He's actually cool. He's good. He comes up a lot. He's good. Hey, what's up, Oc? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can actually hear you. I just wanted to briefly say this in the intermission real quick. She's absolutely right. I don't know the young lady that's speaking, but I will say this as a perspective. Genesis, doesn't Andrew Tate and his brother remind you of Brother Polite? Think about what I'm saying. I gotta go, but think about what I'm saying.
Yep.
And cross compare Brother Polite, Andrew Tate, and the other brother. Cross compare. Think about what he got, took into jail for. Brother Polite. It's the same storyline over and over and over again with these men on social media.
I'm trying to also figure out what's up about Miami, because all this stuff is happening in Miami.
Oh no, I'm on a live chat. Don't worry about it. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, you're absolutely right. He's very similar to Brother Polite, and they were praising him as well. These young men on social media looking up to him.
Yep. And see, the thing is they use all these colorful words and they're able to formulate syntax that's super compelling for people to listen to. So what people do is they get hypnotized versus investigating what they're actually seeing and doing, cross research to see if it can be substantiated. They just, once a person get colorful with their words, everybody hang on to what they say as if it's the ultimate truth. But I just wanted to get up here. I wanted to say that Genesis, thank you for having me up here. The lady who running the channel, thanks for having me up here. That's all I want to get out. And I'll be in the background. When I complete my ride, I'll get back up.
All right. Okay. And also, people that's in my chat, watch what certain words. Don't type up. Don't type the GRAPE word. Don't type that.
Oh yeah, I don't know why. Is he in your chat? I don't know why he's still. Can you delete that and block that? Because time him out for 5 minutes.
Let me see.
Because he's saying the RA word, and he's talking about women too, saying, yes, he did. When you drug somebody, that's considered grape. But you need to probably get rid of that. Yeah.
You're gonna now that I know I can time people out, I'm gonna start timing people out who start talking crazy. So just not block the truth, sir. We're on YouTube, and there is AI that reads the chat, and then it'll limit the people that can see the video. So you got to understand. But
that wasn't even the truth. That wasn't even the truth. What are you talking about? There were black women, and it wasn't just. And so, what if they were white women? It's so because they're white, it's okay for him to grape them. Sounds stupid.
Right, and that's the same thing Charleston White said. That I said do this to the white women. No, that type of behavior and that type of mentality is ridiculous.
If you think that you think we're a bunch of dummies like these women who sit on these panels while these men talk about women. And listen, if he's gonna grape a white woman, he's gonna grape any type of woman, type of woman. Okay,
that's just the door opening. That that's like
Can you delete where he says white beaches? I don't like that. Like, get him out of there. We're not doing that woman hate over here. You're not gonna try to fool me and think, oh, because I said white, it's okay. I hate people who talk about women. Period. Don't talk about women.
Just take a break of talking so that you can chill out.
Yeah, that's one of your regulars. He needs to chill out.
No, he's not a regular. I don't know, but it's who knows who that is. But sometimes
when somebody listen, I don't mean to cut you off, but I want to say this on Larry King, my friend. Bill Cosby sat up there chuckling and giggling, saying to Larry King that he has to put something in the woman's drink to get something from her. And he says, and they don't know what happened. He said that on Larry King. I'm kind of paraphrasing. I'll try to find the clip. So he was drugging these women. Okay. All right.
So listen, we got to be feminist.
You're gonna have to get rid of this guy. I can't have him. I
just blocked him. I deleted him and blocked him.
You're talking about Matt because I'm talking about your white mammy. You are a hater of women. You think it's okay for men to drug women like they do in Fresh and Fit, make women guzzle all kinds of alcohol. Lord knows what's in the drinks. You are okay with that. No.
Yeah, it says that person was banned and their comments was deleted.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's great. So go ahead.
He's still commenting. I don't know how.
You know what? It's okay. This person has a great comment. Unfortunately, many women support Tate. Thank you. Yes. That is the saddest part. That is so sad. We have women on the internet who are sitting up in these manosphere forums and they don't even speak. They fight tooth and nail against any woman who says, no, women aren't whores. Women aren't garbage because they have more than one father with a child. They have women sitting in these forums who sit there quietly and go, well, I'm for male leadership. This isn't male leadership. This is male, how do you say, pimping. I'm just going to say the word. These men are objectifying you. And these are their gods. These are their leaders. Make no mistake. These are the men that they aspire to be. And they publicly will say, well, I distance myself from Andrew Tate. But privately, when they talk amongst each other, they're like, he had a good idea. He just shouldn't have done this and this and that. He should have maybe just laid back. He overdid it. But everything else he did was right. No, he is a destroyer of children and women. Okay, yeah. That's all. We weren't going to make this long.
Anytime you're talking about like that, you're going down to you're fooling around with people that are younger, a certain age, like young, and you're exploiting them and you're doing trafficking of them. Yeah, that person has no disregard for human life, and I think that the fact that he dang near caged somebody, choked them to death almost, tells me he probably have caged somebody before. Or he's on the verge. If they don't stop him, he probably will. If he have not,
he probably has already. Come on, there's probably so many women.
Because he's already saying that women should be stoned to death. So because they don't value women. I think that because there's so many women on this earth, and that they have people are not understanding that value, women even have value because there's so many women to every man. So it's like it becomes a dime a dozen. So therefore, the regard for a woman's life becomes less and less appreciated. It's
right.
Crazy.
Let me try to screen share this article real quick, and then we could close out reading this. All right, so this is the article I wanted to share. The Andrew Tate brothers. For some reason, I couldn't get in, but I think I got it now. Okay. So, Andrew Tate and his younger brother. Oh my gosh! Every time I screen share it, it goes away. Well, forget it. You guys got to go read up on it. These guys are in trouble again. Every time I screen share it, I should have just read it. Every time I screen share it, it goes away. Is there anything you want to say in closing? I think we're not going to take as these men won't shut up crying about women day and night. I want to say this again. Since when does a woman wearing yoga pants ever cause somebody to lose their life? Never.
Thank you. Right.
But when you see out here, these men are actually unaliving women and exploiting women and destroying their lives, destroying children's lives, because they were caught with child porn. Andrew Tate, one of the heroes of the Manosphere. You're not going to distance yourself from these bums, from these pigs, these turds. You admire these guys. And if you didn't, you wouldn't have the same rhetoric as they do. So especially you men out there who are Muslims in this and follow the Abrahamic faith, and you're in the Manosphere hating women. I'm not talking about good Muslim men. And when I say good Muslim men, there's a lot of good people who follow Islam. However, Islam has a doctrine that says it's okay to marry children in Sharia law over in the Middle East.
I have a question. Is the Nation of Islam, do they have the same outlook on women that like the Sunni Muslims do?
No, they don't.
Is there a difference? So why do you think it's a difference? Do you think it's a combination of another religion?
A lot because they follow often. Muhammad, what's his name? Farhad? I can't remember.
Farhad Muhammad.
Farhad Muhammad. And they don't look at it the same way. They are American, by the way. They're Black American males. So they don't look at women like these men in the Middle East. I mean, there's a lot of misogyny in the West, of course, but they don't look at women with such disdain and hatred. There are men in these countries like where there's Sharia law in parts of Pakistan, in parts of Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq. They will put a woman, their own children, in honor unaliving. They will put their own daughters to the grave.
You know what?
Okay.
Like Myron is Muslim, Andrew Tate is Muslim, Fatty and Ali are Muslim.
No, don't mention them, please. Retract.
I'm sorry, but I'm just saying.
I don't want to bring them up. Nope. No.
Okay.
Because I don't. Right. Oh my God! Please don't bring them up.
No. Okay. Listen.
Because I don't need them getting any type of bullshit with me because I'm too above it.
I said. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to.
Yeah. No. Scratch. I'm not bringing them up because it's not because nobody's afraid. I don't need to have niggery. I don't need niggatry in my life. I don't. I'm
trying to figure out the common thread of Islam.
Let me tell you something, okay?
On the internet.
The reason I bring up Tommy Sotomayor is because he openly. No, I'm going to say this again because I'm not bringing up niggas right now. I'm sorry to say it like that because I don't need to be on the internet. I'm doing too much with my life to go back and forth. I'm above that. So I'm talking about Tommy Sotomayor because he literally was begging people to send my naked pictures to him. Okay, he's a criminal. That's why I bring him up. Everybody else is fucking nobody. I don't need to bring him up. I don't know anything about those guys.
I'm just trying to ask a question about the
yeah, but I don't care.
Stop on the pod. I'm trying to ask a question. Is the leaders of this entire movement, of the Red Pill movement, have some connection to Muslims?
No,
Islam?
They don't, because we got a lot of Red Pillers who are Christian, but we got Andrew Tate and them who are Muslim.
But are the leaders? I don't know the people that are heading.
No, they're all.
Is Jordan Maxwell? Is he?
No, Jordan Maxwell. What?
Is Jordan? Isn't he a Red Pill leader?
Jordan Maxwell.
Yeah.
Who's that? What? Jordan Maxwell was a conspiracy theorist.
Or Jordan Peters. Jordan Peters, I think it is. Jordan
Peterson is a Christian, and he's awesome.
But he also, I think that Andrew Tate looks up to him, right?
I don't know, but Jordan
introduced. I think if
you're fucking the whole stream up right now.
I'm not Peterson.
I love you, but we should have closed out a long time ago. Jordan Peterson is not a red pill.
I'm asking a question. And
no, you're good. You're not messing up. But Genesis,
that's not messing up the whole streams, man.
Okay, fine. You didn't mess up the stream, but let me say this.
That's going too far. Okay.
Jordan Peterson is nowhere near the Manosphere or the red pill. He is pro-male. I'm not against people being pro-male. I'm not against people being fighting against the misandry. There is truly some misandry out here. However, these guys in the red pill and the Manosphere, for my opinion, they do misogyny. They don't give a damn about misandry, because if they did, they wouldn't be trying to do porn, exploiting men, saying men should go out and just have sex with a bunch of women. So that's my position. So no, I'm sorry you said you're messing the stream up, but like, I just don't.
But Jordan Peterson, I looked it up. Jordan Peterson and Andrew Tate are prominent figures in the Manosphere. I thought that Jordan Peterson was also at the top of the Manosphere.
Not in the Manosphere, though. No, he's not.
If you look it up online,
I don't need to look. I have books from Jordan Peterson. He speaks about misandry and he speaks about the boy crisis. He doesn't push hatred for women. The Manosphere is misogynistic and they hate women. They don't really even, if you think about it, they're not even anti-misandry. They spend most of their time hating women. They don't spend their time like Jordan Peterson. He'll say, there's a problem, there's a boy crisis, men can't be men. Those are true talking points. But
okay,
most
so okay, so in 2023, he separated, because at one point him and Tate were actually working together, but then in 2023 he did denounce Tate. So that's what I was trying to get to, is because I believe that they were both working together at some point.
Oh, so see, he denounced him. See, yeah,
in 2023. So that's all I was trying to get to understand that. Okay, who is the top leader of this whole thing? Was it
right?
Is it this Jordan Peterson, or is it Andrew Tate? Is it Kevin? What's his name? Kevin Samuels? Like, who was the top leader of this whole movement?
The leaders, I mean, there's people who I'm talking about, like Andrew Tate, Tommy Sotomayor, even Kevin Samuels, which I wouldn't even say Kevin. Kevin was really harsh on women, but I wouldn't put Kevin in the category of the Tate brothers and Tommy Sotomayor. I wouldn't, because Kevin didn't.
O'Shea Duke, was he a part of that whole thing?
O'Shea is Manosphere, but O'Shea also has moved into a space where he doesn't, he's removed himself from people like Fresh and Fit. He's openly been against Fresh and Fit. O'Shea is more Christian based. So I'm glad you brought that up, because, O'Shea,
I was trying to see if it was focused on like a religious thing, or was this like a overall male thing?
No, people like O'Shea Duke Jackson, Jordan Peterson, even Obsidian, and the late Kevin Samuels, I don't put them in the category of these scumbags like Fresh and Fit, the Tate brothers, and Tommy Sotomayor, because the thing that these men all have in common is they love to see women destroyed. They love to see women talked about like garbage. They love to sexually exploit themselves and exploit women. So at the end of the day, though, birds of a feather flock together. So I would love to see our brothers like O'Shea Duke Jackson, Obsidian, and men like Jordan Peterson come out and say, I denounce this behavior within the Manosphere. I don't align myself with this. I would love to hear them say that, because at this point, they're all together, whether they want to be or not. They welcome these incels and these sexually deviant people into their fold. They are sitting with them saying, hey, I'm Manosphere, like O'Shea, he's a decent person. He still is Manosphere, though. He's one of the pioneers, actually.
I'm trying to figure out who started it, you know, because I know with the Passport Brothers, it was the main guy that started the Passport Group Brothers, right?
I don't know. Yeah.
We don't even know where it came from. What if this is a whole psyop, like a psychological?
It is a social psyop. It's how do you say it? I'm gonna go down the rabbit hole and say that it's fueled by people who don't even have an interest to promote male, protect the male. Oh, I know. When I did my debate about single fathers and women, single mothers, once the feminist movement started in the 60s, that's when MGTOW started. And they didn't exactly call themselves MGTOW at first, Genesis. They called themselves like men's rights groups, which is absolutely fine. If I don't have, so this, I'm glad you brought it up. Actually, I shouldn't have said you.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to by bringing up. Like, okay, is this a Muslim movement that kind of merged into Christianity, or is it something that started outside of like us alone that we have no idea where this even came from? But you said it came. Someone says it was already always there. It just moved to the internet. That's what somebody just said. Dead Black said that.
Right. So basically, I'm taking a stand against the whole movement. Where before I tried to listen, and be objective. You did too, right? We tried to listen to their stance, join their panels. But the jury's in. They are women haters. They promote the sexual objectification and abuse of women. I'm gonna say that again. Even if you're a good guy and you're part of the Manosphere, just like I said about Islam, you need to know within your movement, there are sexual predators. There are people who prey on women and children, and they don't really love men. They don't fight for men. What they want to do is exploit men who are, can't get a date or maybe not socially
so awkward.
Yeah, they're socially awkward. So they exploit these guys, and the guys sit on the internet and listen to them and dream of, oh, I would love to be cool. I'd love to be like him. Let me read this from First Cause. First Cause says, after World War II, places with large number of foreign troops, such as parts of Korea and Thailand and Vietnam, often saw prostitution and entertainment districts expand around military bases. And what does that have to do with anything, sir? Do your research.
Well, I think in those areas that there's a lot of young girls that are performing that type of thing. So that's
over the whole world. That happened around the world.
Well, they had like the red light districts where it's like kind of okay, like it's not looked down upon. Like people go to those places for that kind of a thing, like that child exploitation type of stuff, right?
Okay, but that's everywhere though, not just in Thailand, Korea, and not in just Asia. That's in Europe, Amsterdam. Women are standing in the window selling themselves. It's
but not
so
young
bizarre.
Baby, like kids, like young girls,
Well, I don't know the age of consent there, but yeah, I'm saying.
Asia, in Asia, it's people go to Asia specifically for that type of.
Yeah, they go for boys to Thailand. They like lady boys over there, and I don't know about Korea though, but. He's saying after World War II. Okay, I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, Las Vegas.
Genesis, I'm back. I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm back. I'm just letting y'all know.
Oh, okay. Did you? I was trying to get to the bottom of it. Go ahead.
I wanted to say something in regards to. I'm sorry, I don't know the host's name. I apologize. But,
Nepal. Her name is Nepal.
Miss Nepal. So I wanted to say something. This is the question that I have for men, and I'm a man. I'm an active man. I take care of my wife. I have a son, etc. Right? But the thing about me and how I perceive things is I always ask myself the inevitable question in regards to what society perpetuates to me or sensationalize. I always ask myself, and then what? Right? So we don't use women as the catalyst to make this story and men as the catalyst to make this story, right? it is perpetuated to men that we should supposed to be able to conquer all these women and copulate with all these women and and that make you a man. I don't think that makes you a man. The reason why I use the word "and then what"? Okay, let's say we had men and they was able to copulate with every woman on planet Earth. The inevitable question becomes, and then what? When is enough enough? When is enough for JJ enough for JJ? Right? How many women do you have to have?
Right.
It's just think about it. If me, you, and Paul ate a billion chicken, right? Chicken wings. So wow, we gonna get tired of it. We gonna like, man, there ain't nothing else out here to eat, right? So they create this insatiable appetite for women and sex and conquering women and this and this and this and this. When is enough enough?
Well, that's a great question. They have their predators, and it's never enough. There's never enough child porn. Never enough abuse of women. They have an insatiable desire to destroy people's lives, and that's true.
I think
so.
it goes
It's not
even
about.
deeper.
I agree with that. It's not about the copulating. It's about the conquering, and it's about the insatiable appetite. Because they will never be satiated. These individuals like these Andrew Tates, these Brother Polites, and all this stuff, that spirit can never be satiated. And I think what women can do versus talking about, listening to men talk about, yeah, I need 20 wives and see the Bible, look at the book over here, blah, 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 blah. This is what God said. Women need to investigate thoroughly as much as possible, as long as it takes. Don't worry about how much bags or what he's spending, none of that. These individuals, so they don't become victims in situations that they're unaware of. Do the thorough investigation, because a lot of these men, you're 100% right, are predators. This is a fact. I'm not saying all men, right? Because I don't speak in absolutes. But if you put men in certain situations that they say they wouldn't do, the results will be the same, 100%.
A thing that I find interesting is that once they get past that insatiable desire, then it becomes exploitation for money. So they I don't even think they're even getting any kind of gratification off of like any copulation with women. I believe they probably even have some level of a homosexual aspect to them at some point, because of then they begin to exploit the women for money, and then that woman just becomes an object of making money, and so therefore they have no care for the women.
It becomes homoerotic. This is why I don't watch the P stuff. I never was into that. This is never something that just I was into, right? So you can't tell me if you see two people interacting with one another as a man, right? We're going to use the man. You can't tell me you're not looking at the Johnson.
You're right.
You see what I'm saying?
Let me drop a bomb for you. Hold on, I can drop a bomb for that, because that is 100% correct. And that is why they start, when they get addicted to it, they get worse and worse and freakier and freakier. I'm talking about the men. So yeah.
Oh, I got a bomb. But you can't, I didn't know you do that. But you can't tell me as a man that you don't see that. So you telling me your brain is blocking out the Johnson, but you can just see the woman, the JJ. Come on, guys. You are pleasuring yourself by looking at both, private areas. That's the best way I say it.
You shouldn't be looking at that at all. It's disgusting.
Exactly.
In fact, it's like even if, which you're absolutely valid about what you said about looking at the man, but even if you're just saying, well, I don't look at the guy, I focus on the woman, but you're watching people have sex, you're a sexual deviant. We need to stop making it like corn is normal. It's sick to watch people have sex. Unless it's you if it's you and your wife and you filmed it, it's great. But if you're watching strangers have sex, you're sick. You're sick.
Because what it does is it numbs the mind. It numbs the mind from being able to perceive what's right and what's wrong. It take away all morality. All your morals go out the window. You see?
I heard a story. There was a guy who went to prison. And they had to take classes. He said that one of the classes, it actually outlined how a person ends up becoming a predator, like an actual rapist, right? And they said that what they do is they start off with porn, and then they end up doing prostitution. They end up like becoming a John, and then because becoming a John ends up separating the act from the actual person, so therefore they can like basically look at this person as an object and not a real person. So then after that they do that enough, and then they end up trying one time to like go and hurt, force themselves in a woman. So it's like a whole that whole thing leads to that kind of thing if it's done too much,
Exactly.
And this is why we think we can't do nothing. Sorry, Mr. Paul, but we can't do nothing for the generation, our generation, your generation, the people who are alive right now. We have to stop this early. So if we want to make a better society, and I'm gonna say this for men and women, or young boys and young girls, we have to stop them from watching the P word.
Yes.
At all costs. And it's so bad that if you go on phub.com, the government has restricted phub. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yes. No, don't say that. You're saying it just fine. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So they have restricted it, and a lot of these companies has been restricted as far as those visuals go. The reason being is because what happens is it corrupts a society's mind. Specifically, I think P videos do worse on men than it does on women. That's just my perspective. And I think I'm qualified to say it because of my degree. But that's what I think.
I'm not going to dispute anything you said. Peace, everybody. Peace, Barn Dog. This is a great conversation. And you know what? At the end of the day, these are the foundations of the manosphere. Watch corn, go to OnlyFans, just bust them down. Who cares? Have sex with women and just use them. Just pump and dump. These are their talking points. And they figured this stuff out to be great to market to guys who are socially awkward, right? They're called incels. They can't get dates. So they say, oh, it's nothing wrong with me watching corn all the time. It's nothing wrong with me looking at OnlyFans. And actually, corn feeds into hatred toward women. The more you watch corn, the more you look at women as subhuman. There's so many emotions that they have to unpack. They're looking at a woman that they resent. They're sexually frustrated. So they're thinking to themselves, dang, I have to do this. Look at, I have to watch her. She's so beautiful, but she's nothing but a garden tool. She's that because you know what? She's a slore because she's such a dirty, nasty slore. So she doesn't deserve to live anyway. Then they start watching snuff corn. Okay. It's a slippery, dirty little slope into the sewer of the manosphere, which again, it's not pro-man, it's not promoting male rights, it's promoting the degeneration of men. It's exploiting these men and their pain and their inability to build relationships because of their trauma. It exploits them and it exalts the predators such as the Polites, the Andrew Tates, the Tristan Tates, and all the others that we know are out there trying to be corn stars. Why would you have an audience of males that you say you care about them, but you make them pay to see you have sex with strange women? I'm not going to say the name anymore. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Okay? And those are the ones I'm focusing on. The ones who really are doing the damage. Go ahead.
I just thought about it. You know what? I can't remember like one time where this whole thing might have also, like, other than probably that movement you said in the 70s. I think you said the MEMAC and whatever that group. What was it called? The group you said?
The MGTOW.
MGTOW. But remember,
men going their own way.
That's crazy. That is called that. Wow. So, another thing that they had was, remember they had this guy, the pickup artist on MTV. His name was Sin or something like that. The pickup artist.
Yeah.
And he was teaching men that didn't know how to approach women. I believe that's what kind of started it too, is because they learned how to manipulate women. Like, okay, how wear a certain hat to and then start a conversation, all this stuff. That was a TV show on MTV.
Genesis. That was a group of men who were part of that the movement. They were called pickup artists out of MGTOW, came the pickup artists. The MGTOW said, we just want to get away from women. We want to just not have sex. So they planted the seeds for incels. But then there were some of them like the Andrew Tates, like the Tristan Tates, like the ones out here trying to do OnlyFans corn. They planted the seeds and said, no, we're gonna trick these women and we're gonna pick them up. We're gonna use them for sex. And that's when they got the term pump and dump from that. Wow. From that. So you're absolutely right. Within this group, within the manosphere, all of this embodies the manosphere. MGTOW, pickup artists, Redpillers. What else? More introspective Black men of reform. They all are in the manosphere. And it is a very disgusting subculture of degeneracy. It's not male rights anymore. Men are not in there fighting for male rights. They're telling men, it's okay if you leave your baby mom behind. She was giving you a headache, wasn't she? It's okay if you just have sex with a bunch of women that you don't know. They ain't nothing but hoes anyway. Bust them down. It's okay if you don't marry your baby mama. Just keep on moving on to the next baby mama and blame her when the kids don't come out, right? Because she a single mom raising kids by herself. That is what they're teaching in these groups. How is that pro-male? How is that male empowerment? It is turning men into crappy, I call them turds. I'm calling them turds. It's turning men into turds. Not all men, of course, but that group is being, these men are being, they're not even manipulated. Men can't even start relationships with women because they've been brainwashed that women are their enemies. I was in a rickshaw one day. I was out in Tempe on Mill Avenue. It's like a college town, and there's a lot of restaurants and bars, and you just walk around. So there's a lot of rickshaws. You can get a ride in a rickshaw. So I get in a rickshaw, and then this guy, it was a brother, a Black man. Unfortunately, it was a Black man who said this stuff to me. He goes to get in the rickshaw with me, and I was like, "Oh, sir, I'm already in here." Now there was a guy that was operating the rickshaw. He was a young man in his mid-20s, and he was a white guy. So I'm giving you the races because it doesn't matter. But I'm telling you, across the board, they've been listening to this garbage on social media. So the guy that was pulling the rickshaw didn't even say, "Oh, no, sir, don't get in there. She's already in here." He just sat there and let this guy get in the rickshaw with me all drunk. And I was like, "No, I'm already in here." And because he felt rejected, he's like, "F you, B. You ain't looking for another baby daddy, aren't you?" He was saying all this stuff to me just because I said, "Please get out of the rickshaw." And I didn't want his drunk behind all up in my face sitting in the rickshaw with me. So these are the fruits of the manosphere. You get what I'm saying? I said a lot, but these are what the manosphere is producing. Hatred toward women. They talk about Brick Lady that got hit in the face. Now all of a sudden she made it up. No, she didn't. How does she make it up when a guy got on the internet and said, "Yeah, I saw her get hit in the face, but I didn't help her because she's a troublemaker"?
Wow.
Now Brick Lady is not, she made it up. You know what I'm getting at? Like, they don't care. I have heard, yes, I'm saying again, Tommy Sotomayor, he can come for my looks. He can talk about my husband. He can talk about my life. I'm telling the truth about you, Tommy. Tommy Sotomayor said, "I would never help a Black bee if I saw her getting beaten down by men." This is what is being promoted by the manosphere. Okay?
And you know what? I was going to tell you, it was the guy that starts with the M. He has a group called the Assassins. And what he was doing, he's talking about how single mothers should be punished by men, like that. Men should not even, like, if you're don't be stepdads, they should be punished almost like annihilated by getting rid of but it's like, okay, how you stop single mothers is that men control themselves. Or you only lay down with the woman that you really want to be with and you stick with her when you have a child. Like, I don't think that single parenthood is something to be, I mean, the way that he was talking about it, it was just like that the men that date single mothers and become stepfathers, even though men have kids too, they could be single fathers and they could hook up with a single mother and they can join family. I mean, the relationships fall apart at the time.
Yeah, it'd be great.
But like the way that rhetoric was going was pretty much that, you know, that single mothers need to be punished and this, that, the other, and
punished. This is madness. Listen,
but they are a mark on society and society as a whole. Everything is just blame the woman.
And usually it's black men saying that. I have to say this. I'm sorry. I love you, my brothers. The ones who are not doing this, don't worry about it. You stand with me. But there are black men out there saying black women. They're saying black women. They are, and I know who you're talking about. You're talking about the guy who said he calls himself the saint and the sinner. He and other men, he's not the only one, have promoted that black women are not raising their children. There are all kinds of single mothers, white, Latina, Asian, but black women are leading in single mother statistics according to the United States Census Bureau. And they are saying to black men, you have no culpability in having that child as a single parent led household. You have no responsibility at all. How is that possible?
I thought we were a community.
But you laid down with the woman knowing that there's a crisis. We have an epidemic of single mother parenting across the United States. Black, white, Asian, there's a problem with single mother-led homes, right? So how are you, knowing that we have this problem, laying down with the woman that you don't want to be with no protection at all, and just willy-nilly letting it fly, if you know what I mean? And then you're going to say, oh, I don't want that baby. Like those basketball players, this one guy that everybody was praising when he paid all the child support up front. He has a string of baby mamas women that he doesn't want to be with. He is just laying down with women. And I know a couple other athletes who have done this. He's laying down with women.
Nick, whatever his name is. Nick.
Who? Nick Cannon. Oh, Nick Cannon is saying that he wants these children, but I'm talking about the men who lay down and they don't. Nick Cannon said he wants to have as many children as possible, but I'm talking about the men who say, I didn't want that baby. You had sex with her without protection and you didn't decide to withdraw. What did you think was going to happen in a fertile woman? Well, she told me she had birth control. You listened to her. You don't even like her. You wouldn't give her your car keys to drive your car, but you believe her that she has been taking birth control, and you're an NBA professional player or an NFL player. You get what I'm saying? They blame women for everything. Are the women to blame? Yes, they're both culpable. But these manosphere men have the audacity to say, we are not responsible for these women having babies. We don't have any culpability, and we don't want to have anything to do with these children that they are having. And as they're walking away, they turn back to see the guy that's approaching her. Oh, don't be with her, bro. You shouldn't be with any single mothers. Wait, let me get this straight. You don't want to be with her. You left your child with her, and you're trying to promote that she should never have a man in her life to help her raise that child. The madness in the Black community. The madness. I'm going to say it. It's sick. How are you going to tell women that they shouldn't get stepdads for their children with good men who want to be stepfathers, and you don't want to be the father of your own biological children?
Right. Oh, there's a simp. There's a simp. Future's, what's her name? Sierra's husband's a simp now. He's a simp.
Oh my gosh, this guy. I know. It's crazy. It's so crazy how they were spreading that rumor that she wanted to change the boy's name, which she never did. She came out and said that never was something she was going to do. But they were like, she trying to take Future's name, last name off that book. They have nothing to do. They have nothing to do.
And then you see this Blueface character. He's just out impregnating all type of different women. I'm like, dude, how much money does he have? Like, I mean, you must got a lot of money to be able to like pay all these child support bills that you about to get, and then they're gonna be mad when all them bills hit because you ain't with none of these women. So how else are they gonna just hope that you get around to them and take care of their household while they have to wait? They have to ask you for money. Oh, they don't file child support, blah, 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 blah. They get mad about child support, but then it's like, well, so every time I need something, I got to ask you. I got to like beg you for help. You know, that's crazy too.
Yeah, wow.
But
this is
steady
all
just
crazy.
boom, impregnating just different women, and then blame it on the woman at the end.
Yes, let's see. Old account says gender wars on all levels is good business for massa. Man and woman in peace together is heavenly, but it is not good for business. Exactly. And guess what? Old accounts. I agree with this 100% because it's all by design on the psyops. But let me say this: people who thought they were safe from this epidemic of single parenting, like I'm saying, oh, it's just happening in the impoverished communities or the Black or the Latino communities. It's bleeding into every community now. Everybody. I mean, look at Elon Musk. He has a trail of baby mamas. People might say, well, he's rich. It doesn't matter. He's not with these children all the time. Think about it. We've got a trillionaire who is going around leaving women as single baby mamas. You get it? It's like crazy. So,
and then he brings the son to meet Donald Trump. But what about the other children? So that's like playing favorites. Like, how do you think those other kids feel that this one son got to be at the White House, but then the other kids did? So now you're playing favorites over a certain child. It's a lot to unpack with Elon.
Oh, this is a good comment from First Cause. I want to leave on this, and then we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to go into the divine feminine about the information about ancient times when women were the leaders of prophecy, and they were the ones that were looked to. Even in the Bible, you can see Huldah when they found the holy Torah, the Torah that they didn't know about. They went. The king said, "Go talk to Huldah and find out what's going on, what's God saying to us." So that's even in the Abrahamic faith where we see women being consulted to hear the voice of God. Let's read this, and then I'm gonna let you have the last word. Thank you for being here, everybody. We love you very much. We appreciate your input. You don't have to be in an echo chamber, but we appreciate you being respectful. Tate's fans are like Trump fans. Every time he gets arrested, it makes him more like a prophet to them. Wow, I didn't look at it like that. But I do see these guys, a lot of these guys, a lot of these guys do, whenever these Tate guys get arrested, they just get real quiet and they don't really denounce them, but they just sit back and go, oh, well, this is what really happened, and oh, I don't believe that happened, and we'll see what happened. That is interesting. Great comment. I appreciate all the input. Let me see what he says here. Dead Black's piece says maybe the other kids have no time for that. Maybe, or I would say he probably doesn't have time for them. Silos, he says, let me get this one. Silo says the business of family, something that many don't understand and can't run it properly or probably. Yes, thank you, brother. Silos Congos. Thank you for everybody being here. Genesis, you'll have the last word, and then we'll take a quick 15-minute break, and then we'll go right. I'll schedule the stream about the Sibyls and the Vestal Virgins and all that good stuff. What's your last word on this?
So I wanted to say this is that, when we have a PSYOP, the first thing you have to do is follow the money. All of these people, these heads of these, kind of Manosphere groups, the Andrew Tates, the Myron Gangs, all these different people, what's the name? Marquette Center, Satan Center. You know what I see? A common thread is a cult-like following. They have a following that look up to them as if they are gods, because of their inadequacies. They see everything within this person. They want to be them. And so they actually look up to this person and they almost follow them as if they are like the new Messiah. And so that's why I think the dangerous aspect of all this is, because I bet you if you look into this whole thing with Andrew Tate, who is buying the women that he is exploiting? Probably his audience that he has his whole entire group his secret little male group that he has formed that go to his retreats and get trained on how to be an alpha male and all this other crazy stuff. Like, who do you think he's sending these young women that he's exploiting too. Is to this group. So I believe that if you actually look into his group, you will find a lot of like pedos and things like that, P3DOs and this, that, the other. So I think that it's a cult, like it's a different sects of a larger cult, and it's pretty sad that this thing has turned into this. But that's pretty much what I have to say.
Oh, good one. Thank you so much, Genesis, for that. Yes, we will have a good rest of our day. Come back, Dead Blacks. We have another stream that we're going to do. I think you might like it. Twin says, Nature Boy in York. Well, the start for black men. Shake my head. You know what? You're not lying. But all the men have been sucked into this vortex of sewage. You know, they're sucked in. And I'm asking you, if you care anything about men first, if you care anything about your own lives, step out and look back and say, what the hell is going on in this group now? This is not even about men and men's rights. This is about self-hatred, being degenerate, being sexually deviant, and hating women that actually a lot of good men said, hey, I want to have a voice. Let me get in here and speak up for men. And now it's like more sex traffickers, more P3DOs, all kinds of woman hatred. Oh, it's good that she got unalived. She shouldn't have been talking back. All kinds of garbage has accumulated in the manosphere. That it's not the red pill community. I'm going to call it the landfill community. It's a big heap of trash sunken down into a pit, and we have to speak out about it, and we just did. So peace to everybody. And I'm so glad you're here. Come back in like 15 minutes. I'm gonna schedule it. So thank you, Genesis. It's always a pleasure to have you here. You know I love you, but you be going. You know I'll talk to you after the show. So Sonnetta's like, I gotta just talk to you after the show. Peace to your audience. Peace to Alchemizing Energy. And I'm ending this. We will be back soon. Look for the notifications. Subscribe to both channels, to all the channels, and we will be back soon. Peace. Peace, 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 peace. All right, let me end the stream. All right.